Good morning, everybody.
Good
Very
morning,
warm.
Raghu.
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Vibhuti ji. Morning, Meena.
Good morning. Good morning, Ji.
Morning, Usha.
Good morning, sir.
कैसे हैं आप लोग? सब बढ़िया, मजे में?
सब बढ़िया.
एकदम
Good,
आनंद.
good. Looking forward to the class.
Thank you very much. Good to hear that everybody is well and looking forward to something positive. You know,
Yes, yes.
हम लोग सब नई चीजें जो है, we explore new things, learn new things, meet people, and so. नमस्कार चंद्रकांत जी, कैसे हैं आप?
बस very good morning, sir. Raju ji, very good morning.
गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग. चलो, तो आज तो आपका फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट है पावर पॉइंट.
Yes.
Okay. Just as an introduction, Pradeep ji, very warm welcome from to the platform. आप नोएडा में रहते हैं, वहाँ बादल उदल छाए हुए हैं कि नहीं? इधर तो इतनी thunderstorm हो रहा है. We are getting weather changes हो रहे हैं जो है. चलिए खैर.
मैं भी नोएडा में रहती हूँ. I also
Sorry?
live in Noida, and it has been raining a little, somewhat.
Oh, good to know that. Good to know. Well, I live in Bhiwadi. It's about 70 odd kilometers. No, from your place, it's about 90 odd kilometers.
I know. My son used to be working there. He was in
Oh.
that Asahi.
Glass company.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, I mean, he's no longer there. He's left, and he's now with some other company. Mhm.
Okay. Good to know that. Good to know that, Meena ji. So today, of course, we'll be, covering PowerPoint. This session is more on the basics. You know, we start right from the very beginning itself. And the session will be, of course, to an extent, it will be on, some slides. Because what is popular in India is we have both the version of Windows, which is common. One is Windows 10, which is the latest version. And the second one is Windows 7. So both are common. Of course, the challenge with Windows 7 is that now officially Microsoft is not, supporting Windows 7. So as long as jitni der tak chal raha hai, usko chalaएं, uske baad, we are kind of forced to move over to the Windows 10 itself. The other thing that I would say, especially as an introduction, is, of course, when you upgrade, you get more features, or accessibility of those features becomes easy. That is number one. Number two, even if you don't have the latest version of Windows there, what you could do is, you create a Microsoft account, and from the Microsoft account, you can literally access the latest edition of PowerPoint there. Number two. Number three, and this also implies for those who use Apple, Mac products, because sometimes in Mac products, it does not come in pre-installed. So if you create a Microsoft account from the Microsoft bundle, you can access PowerPoint. Okay, and that is the latest version, which they are now offering there. Number three, yes. It's a common question that can we use PowerPoint on smart devices? Yes, you can use them. There is no doubt about that. You can use PowerPoint in the devices. When I say device, it refers to handheld phone or an iPad or a tablet or what we call it, the smartphone. The challenge with there is a small bit of a challenge when we work on PowerPoint on smaller devices, of course, is the screen size. अगर आप hand phone पे एक presentation बनाने की बात करते हैं, if you want to make a presentation on a hand phone, it becomes slightly difficult क्योंकि screen size छोटा है, ratio proportion उतना अच्छे तरीके से पता नहीं लगता है. You know, we can't figure out the ratio proportion there. And since PowerPoint, amongst, just again as a small bit of a reference, Word is for text, or it's a word processor as such. That is one. Number two, Excel jo hai, wo it's more for database. And number three, PowerPoint is more for visuals. So since it's visuals, we need to be very aesthetically very correct. As far as pictures are concerned, as far as color is concerned, as far as placing, the spacing of the lines is concerned, it needs to be visually very aesthetic and standard. We need to conform to certain standards there for our presentation to look good. And the other thing, from the history point of view, if you look at it, all multimedia as we see it today originated from PowerPoint. Okay. So ये जितनी भी functions आप देखते हैं किसी भी ऐप में कि वीडियो बनाने का, ये करने का, वो करने का, वो शुरुआत PowerPoint से ही हुई थी. It came from PowerPoint. यही है कि उसको automate करके जरा अच्छा बना दिया गया और conveniently बना दिया गया. That's the only difference. Otherwise, all the functions are there in PowerPoint. This was just a brief, background about the software itself. Now, coming back to it, जैसे मैंने बोला कि ये this time, just for, of course, the session will be conducted in English. But अगर कोई भी हमारे परिवारजन हैं, if there is anybody in the family who is more fluent, more conversant with Hindi, please let me know, when I am explaining, so that I can switch over to Hindi and explain it then and there itself, rather than waiting for till the end कि भाई ये कैसे हुआ था. तो इसलिए अगर कोई हिंदी ज्यादा में चाहते हैं explanation, मेरे को उसी समय chat box में या अपने आप को unmute करके मेरे से बात कर लीजिए. Okay, so again, a very warm welcome to Get Set Up, this excellent platform. And thank you all for your time. I hope you will stay till the end of the session and not find it very, very, unworthy of your time. Okay, so here we come. One of the things, first things is, now this is the screen that you're seeing. One of the first things, that I would like to, share with all, that when you are kind of sharing screen or presenting, one of the things that you should always do is minimize the task bar which is there on the top. जिससे हम जहां से paste waste करते हैं इसको minimize करते हैं. Okay, plus the side में जो thumbnails, जो vertical column जिसमें आप मेरी छोटी छोटी slides की वो view देख रहे हैं, इसको thumbnail बोलते हैं. तो first thing हम क्या करते हैं, इसको hide कर देते हैं जब हमने present करना होता है. Hide करने के लिए आप मेरी, if you watch my screen, there is this upward thing, on the right hand side of my screen where the cursor is. You just tap on that. Okay. And when you tap on that, it says auto hide ribbon. इसको आपने किया तो वो ऊपर का हिस्सा, it has gone. Now my slide becomes bigger. Okay. So when presenting, मतलब आप आगे चल के present भी कर रहे होंगे या करेंगे भी, तो पहली चीज ये है, make the slide bigger. वो बड़ा हो गया. Second, what we do is we reduce the thumbnails. तो ये जो vertical जो side में है, इसको हम छोटा कर देते हैं. We just place our cursor there, press on the left click and move it back. देखिए अब slide और बड़ी हो गई. Okay, so especially आजकल के time पे when we are doing presentations over Zoom or any of the video conferencing facilities. So the first thing that we should keep in mind is इसको जितना बड़ा करेंगे लोग उतना ही अच्छे तरीके से देख पाएंगे. And visually it will be more, they'll be able to see more. Now, once you've done this, इसकी navigation आसान है. Downwards key जो keyboard में है, आप उससे इसको navigate करें. Press the down key and you will get to the next slide. This was just a tip. We shared that in other sessions also, but just even for beginners. Okay, this is a good tip. What we will be covering today is, of course, the introduction, which I have already given you, opening a new file, creating a slide, changing fonts, text, direction, insert a picture, and of course, a little bit of fun with options, with animation. Animation is a vast subject, and I will literally try and do as much as I can here in this session. Otherwise, next month I will be doing a complete session only on animation. Now, for those who have Windows 7, okay, now Windows 7 में अगर आपके पास है, तो basic आपकी home screen, your home screen looks something like this. What we do is in the Windows bar, or in the lower section, lowermost corner, you see this kind of a Windows symbol there. Just tap on that, and if it is not visible in the programs, just write there PowerPoint. Okay. Once you write PowerPoint, this program comes up right on top itself. Tap on that. Once you tap on that, you get this background, your white area, that is PowerPoint. We have opened PowerPoint because आप ऊपर भी देखें तो जो name वाली bar है, name bar, it says Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay. So you're sure that this is PowerPoint. Next, what we do is go into the home tab, and from there we go into new slide. I'll be following all these processes when I do it live from Windows 10. You get all these options, which kind of a slide do you want? That is, they are pre-fed, already made in the software itself. Besides that, what you can do is you can import slides. Let's not get into importing. This is the basic session. So we talk about inserting slides. So whichever one that you want, you can insert from here. Now, once it's done, the next thing as we do is save the file. After you open, after you open the file, the next thing in all softwares, irrespective whether it is Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Access, whichever software you're using, you need to save it. Again, going back to the top Windows symbol there, press on that, it gives save. You do a save as, not literally save, do save as. When you hit on save as, it will give you the options of, which type that you want to, which file type. Please click on PowerPoint, either PowerPoint presentation or PowerPoint 97203. 97203 is a previous version of PowerPoint. Okay, just remember in softwares, previous versions will open in newer versions, but the newer version will not open in a previous version. So, you should open it, you should save it as PowerPoint presentation. Don't save it as PowerPoint show, because then it becomes a different file altogether. It is PowerPoint, but then it becomes, it moves on its own and becomes uneditable. Save it 97203 is also not a challenge. You can save it in 97203 also. Don't save in other formats. Other formats, until and unless you want to, instead of PowerPoint, you want to make it into an image, or image in the sense you want to make it as a JPEG or a GIF, then it's a different thing. But do not save in other formats. So once you've done save as, we save as PowerPoint presentation. Once you do save as, it will ask for, where the location on your system. select the location, name it, and once you name it, it will literally see the name will appear at the top, that learning PowerPoint. If it so happens that you lose track of where you have saved the file, there is a challenge which comes in sometimes, then simply on the file, just go on to save as again, and it will take you to the same location where the file was saved. Okay. So this much, from the saving point of view. And then, we go on into literally the live from Windows PowerPoint 10, from Windows 10 as such. I'll stop sharing, and questions, if any, if before I start sharing my screen, if there are any questions, please let me know. I can answer them right away itself. And before we go on to the actual demo from PowerPoint 10, from Windows 10 itself. Okay, assuming no questions, I go ahead.
I just have one question. All these features,
Yes,
all these things, I can, as you said, I can use my tablet also, right? I can do on my tablet. I have an Apple tablet.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I just need to. Okay. Just that's the query. Thank you so much.
If PowerPoint is, if you have the PowerPoint app on the tablet, you can do that. Otherwise, you have to download, either download PowerPoint from the Apple Store, or create a Microsoft account, and then you can access PowerPoint.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Okay, so now I'll be sharing my screen, and it's a blank PowerPoint file. Assuming everybody can see it, what I do again is number one, I maximize the screen. Number two, like I said, I reduce the ribbon. I will not reduce the ribbon here because then I will not be able to show you the, each time that I need to give a command, I need to bring it down, which at this stage could become a little cumbersome, and at the same time a little bit confusing also. So I reduced this portion, the thumbnail portion as such, I reduced that. Now this is a blank file, as you all can see. Right now at the top, it is written presentation 2. That's how, if you don't name a file, that's how it will save. The second is, of course, it's a PowerPoint file. Now, this is one of the things, the basic things of PowerPoint is, in order to write, okay, now I go on to say new slide. And from new slide, if you see, there are text boxes. These outlines are known as boxes, text boxes. Of course, there are various ways in which these boxes are there. Depending on the format on which you want to make your presentation. One of the basic things about PowerPoint is that text can only be inserted in these boxes. Okay, text can only be inserted in boxes. So it's not that if I open, say this is a blank file, the one on the left side in the drop down, this is a blank file. If I open this, let me, open a blank slide. Now this slide has opened. My cursor will not work here until and unless there is a text box. It will work only within the text box, or it will become active, as we call it, only in the text box. So, of course, if you are using, any of these formats, now, for example, I go into title only. The title, this is the text box already, which is there. And once I just click on it, once I just tap my mouse there, it becomes active, and I can start writing on it, writing in text over there. I just, first let me save the file. I go on to save as. I give it a location today, add a place, browse. Let me put it in at the desktop. I write it as DEMO demo March 12. I just save this. Okay. And the file is saved. It literally says demo March 12 PowerPoint. Okay. Like I said, if you need to type, there has to be a text box or a text holder, whichever way that you, whichever term you are convenient with. Now I can type here. I just write here, welcome to PowerPoint session. Okay. Now, as soon as I move my cursor away from the box and tap it anywhere else, the text box disappears. It doesn't mean that it has gone. It still remains there. I just, go back to that area, tap with my, if you're using a laptop, just tap with on the mouse pad. If you're using, a system, just take your cursor there and place it there. It will come live. Now, this is an active cell. Now, I can type as long as I am in the cell area. Welcome to PowerPoint session on March 13, March 12, 2021. Sorry, okay. Now, see, it will keep on increasing. As long as I type in, it will keep on increasing. I exit this. And if I want to type here, below 2021, and then I have to, I can either go back to this text box, do an enter, and then start again. Okay. Or if it is a different text, then to write that text, what I need to do is I need to pick up the text box here, in the drawing section of the ribbon. There is this text box. The first thing that is there is the text box. I click on that. I select it. When you place your cursor there, it says text box. When you click on it, you've selected it. That means you've selected it. It is on your cursor. You bring it here on the slide area and the shape of the cursor changes. That's the first thing that we notice. We just do a left thing and drag it, Now the text box is here. This is text box number 2. Okay. Similarly, we can place as many text boxes that we want. Now here, like I said, you need to, in order to insert text, you need a text box. I create the text box. The cursor is already there, and I write here, inserting text for font size, for font type. Okay. Now I have written this. Okay. This is in a text box. Whatever changes that I need to make to this text, I have to select it. Now there are 2 ways of selecting it. If we were to, if I want to do a change to everything, insert text for font type, whatever I have written, I just tap on this circle, the circle that is there on the top. I just, semicircle kind of a thing. I just tap on that to select it. When it gets selected, it will remain there. And post that, what I can do is, what we have to do is go into, I want to change the font type. So the font is here in the ribbons tab. I go on to the drop down and I pick whichever one I pick comes up, it changes font. Okay. I go on to say Arial black. It is more visible. It is Arial black right now. I want to increase the size of that. I go on to, the font size, which is there. I tap on that. It's 18. I want to make it more. I go on to say 28. I go on to 28. Okay. Now, there are two ways. Again, if you know your font size that you want to increase it to, you can do it straight from here. Otherwise, this A, next to font size is A. This A that is there, the arrow going up, you can increase it from there, like I'm increasing it from that arrow itself. Okay. If I want to decrease it, the arrow next to it, I just decrease it from there itself. Okay. So this was, inserting text, changing the font size. Next, what can be done from this font itself, from this font section itself, is making the text bold. Okay, let me choose another, thinner font type so that you can see the difference when it gets to bold. I just tap on this B, okay, and it becomes bold. If I want to make it italics, I tap on I. And one more thing for those who are using MS Word, all the shortcuts, most of the shortcuts of MS Word are applicable in PowerPoint also. So if I need to make it, underlined, if the shortcut in Word was Control U, I just do a Control U and it becomes underlined. For each function, when you hover your mouse there, it will give the shortcut also. Like it says Control I for italics. I move it back, I make it straight. This bold, let's make it bold from here. And I use the keyboard shortcut Control B, it comes back. I use the keyboard shortcut Control U, it goes off. Okay. So all those fonts, all the shortcuts of Word are here. Similarly, for pasting, it's Control V, copy is Control C, cut is Control X. All those shortcuts work here on itself. Now, after having inserted, the text, the other things that you can do from here is give it a shadow. If you want to give it a special effect, give it a shadow. And when you make it bold, it becomes bold. You just if it's a larger size, shadows are more decently visible. Let me kind of change the background. Then you would be able to see the shadows in a better this thing. Okay, let's take that afterwards. So you can insert shadows. You can cross strike through, do a strike through, select everything, do a strike through. One of the things, which is less explored here is especially in this fonts area, is increasing the distance between the characters. Okay. Now, right now, I have, this is the standard. Distance between two characters. I want to make the characters, or rather, I want to fill more space, with this text. So without increasing the size of the font. So what I do is I go where this AV is written, character spacing. There is a drop down there. It says, if I want to decrease it, it's light. If I want to make it tight, I can make it, the normal. I can make it loose. I can make it very loose. Now, when I make it very loose, if I just drag the, the area of the box, that same text, without increasing the font size remains 54, but it has spread over, covering most of the slide area itself. The other section here is, of course, toggling the case. You want to make it into a sentence case, into uppercase, into lowercase, into uppercase, into capitalizing each words, or the reverse. So all these functions are there in the font area. And pretty important, because when you make presentations, there are times when you need to place a font in a different direction, or do something else. So you can literally explore these. And besides that, when you go into all these arrows here, they have submenus here. You can check on these submenus also, and literally work with them basically. Now the other
इस पे लगा देना सारी एक मैट के ऊपर पूरी मिट्टी जाएगी फिर और ज्यादा इसमें फिर झाड़ा ही देना
somebody was saying something. Okay, let me, sorry. Okay, so any questions? Hanji Usha ji, aapne, you've raised your hand. Okay, so let me get back to sharing.
This is very similar to Photoshop.
Yes, Photoshop is again, it goes up into the advanced version of PowerPoint, I would say. Photoshop is more into imaging, and it's very, these functions, basic functions, are standard across all multimedia platforms.
Okay.
So now what I again, some of the things that you can, the other things that you can do from the font section is, once it's selected, you can change its background color, the AB with the thing. If I want to make it yellow, I can make it yellow. I can make it blue if I want to make it blue, and I just leave it at blue, chaliye, for fun's sake. And if I want to change the font color, again, I can change the font color itself from here. Not besides the standard, besides the standard colors that are there. There is also an eyedropper. Okay. The eyedropper is, you can, if there is any other color on the screen, you can pick that up with the eyedropper and change the color of the font to that color itself. So this is a feature which they kind of introduced in, it was there in 7 also, but in 10, it's more in the tabs itself. Of course, you have the option of more colors. It takes you, to the RGY, or, if you want to customize it, the RGBH, it goes on to that. Or, if you want the standard, then of course you can check from any of the colors that are there in the standard hexagon itself. And if I do this, my color, it changes itself. And this was about, especially the fonts section of the navigation tab. The next, of course, covers the, the paragraph alignment now, which we will be doing, in the sense that the first section is, of course, bullet points. If we have, just assume that, sorry, let me clear all this, do a Control Z. Okay. And if I write here my, a text which needs to be in bullet points, or in numbers. For example, I write here, Meena Singh. I write here, sorry, Vibhuti Kashyap. I write here, Kamal. I'm picking up these names as they appear on my screen. Please, I write here, and then I write here Sumita, Sumitanaven. Now, this is a text that I have written. Let me remove the background. I don't want any color here. Sorry. I don't want any color here. Why is it? Okay. And I don't want any font color. Sorry. I just put it at black. Okay. Now, if I need to insert bullet points, I've selected this, this text box. I just go into the top there, these three dots that we can see. Now, these are bullet points. There are shapes here. You can check on any of the shapes there. Right now, it says none. If there are bullet points in a slide which you want to remove, select that, hit on none, all the bullet points will disappear. I go on to, this size, I can, I tap this particular, bullet points come up. Now, you want to change the styles. Of course, there are various styles. As you hover your cursor over them, they will pick up the slides and give you a preview. Okay. Let's stick to, one of these. And, I have put these bullet points. If you want serial number here, what we can do is just tap here. Right now it says none. I go back, I remove the bullet points. I go on to, now this box is already selected. Go on to, the serial number options, and whichever one I take on, the serial number will come up there itself. And, you can make it whichever way, whichever font you select, whatever you wish to do, you can do that. The other thing that is there, the option and that is there is, of course, decreasing the indent. Of course, it will not function in this box because, this literally means that if I write here, I first deselect the numbers, and here I write, I just write NOIDA. Okay, that she stays in Noida, and I wish to move it further. Now this tab here, okay, increase list level. Just hit on that, and it will start moving. Okay, I just write here, it's Noida. I write something else here. Vibhuti ji, where do you stay?
Nagpur.
Okay.
Nagpur, Central India.
Good. संतरे बहुत अच्छे मिलते हैं वहां पे सुनने आया है.
सर बिल्कुल आप पधारिए.
अवश्य आएंगे. Okay, sorry, let me move yes, and I just hit on this, it keeps on moving. Okay, and that's how you can increase or move the text itself in in the lines itself. There are certain times when we make presentations, एक bullet point होता है, उसके दो sub points होते हैं, तो उसको अलग अलग करने के लिए this is one of the ways that we can do that. And if we need to get it back, the reverse is also there. Okay, we can do it reverse. The other thing which is there is of course the text spacing. उसके लिए मैं थोड़ा सा इसका font size छोटा करूंगा so that it is more visible. Okay, what I do is इसको जरा format ठीक से कर दें, to bring it in one line. Okay, now if I want ये जैसे font है, if you see that it's very close to each other. Normally in a presentation you should always in a slide there should be a gap between two lines so that अगर कोई पढ़ रहा है तो it becomes readable. Otherwise words एक दूसरे के ऊपर जैसे लगता है कि चढ़ रहे हैं. अब उसको to how to do that, when this is there, you see this arrow on the right, which says line spacing. Tap on this and it gives you options. अब ये देखिए, if I make it 1.5, it will increase the 1.5. It will increase the distance between all the lines to 1.5. Goes on to 2. आप जितना बड़ा करेंगे उतना ही बड़ा यहाँ से हो जाता है. Okay, this is one place which is pre-fed. these are large spaces in the sense कि single line, double line ये सब हो जाता है. There is another way by which you can literally control that space to buy a smaller size. Now we will access that also. That for that what we need to do is ये जो paragraph है, इसके बाद जो एक ये arrow coming down है, we hit that, okay, and when we hit that, we get this drop box. इस drop box में जो after है, if you see the third box spacing, it's before it says 0 point, after it says 0 point. Increase this after. Okay, I increase it by 6 points. चलिए, you will see a slight difference. ये देखिए, distance थोड़ा बढ़ गया. I go back again. इसको मैं और थोड़ा सा बढ़ाता हूँ, 12 कर देते हैं, और बढ़ गया. अब इसको you can control the spacing also in the sense that ये fixed है, ये fixed नहीं है, sorry. जो 612 आता है वो यहाँ से इसके system की आता है. You can change this. If I make this say 10 points, so you will see a very small, ये देखिए थोड़ा सा वो ऊपर उठ गया. You can change the the line spacing from there itself. And always, like I said, for PowerPoint, symmetry is very essential. So, अगर आपने एक slide में, in one slide, if you're doing it at 8, and subsequently दूसरी slide में भी, so to keep the 8 for a kind of standard. Otherwise, एक में आपको wording नजदीक आएगा, एक में दूर आएगा, so it's not visually appealing there. The next, what we do from here is, of course, your text alignment. You can do the alignments from here. वो word की जैसी alignment होती है. Let me, go on to none, and let's put all this. Sorry. Do a Control Z. So all the way. Okay. And I remove all the numbers there. Sorry. हाँ जी उषा जी, आप क्या कहना चाहती हैं?
सर वही चीज पूछ रहे थे, जो सेमी सर्कल पे टच करते हैं या सिलेक्ट करते हैं, वो किस कंडीशंस में करते हैं? आप सेमी सर्कल में सिलेक्ट करके चेंज करते हैं. हेलो.
हाँ जी.
जो आप सेमी सर्कल को टच करते हैं और एक सिलेक्ट करते हैं,
हाँ.
दोनों में कब करते हैं?
हाँ. वो जैसे अगर मेरे को अंदर अगर इसके टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में कुछ करना है, तो मैं ये पूरा इसको सेलेक्ट करता हूँ, इस टेक्स्ट बॉक्स को यहाँ से सेलेक्ट करता हूँ, तभी अंदर में चेंज कर पाऊंगा.
ओके. और जो सेमी सर्कल को सर?
हाँ, इसको अगर मेरे को सिर्फ एक शब्द को चेंज करना है, जैसे नोएडा है, ये मैंने सिर्फ इसको अगर चेंज करना है, तो फिर मैं सिर्फ उसको सेलेक्ट करूंगा, सिर्फ उस वर्ड को, और जो भी करना होगा मैं वो यहाँ से जो है वो अपने उसमें जाके उसको चेंज कर सकता हूँ, जो भी मेरे को करना हो. जो है अगर वर्ड को करना है तो सिर्फ उसको सिलेक्ट करें, अगर पूरे उसमें उसका इफेक्ट लाना है तो पूरा उसका जो है वो करें.
और सेमी सर्कल को सर, सेमी सर्कल को कब टच करते हैं?
अगर मेरे को ये पूरा जो कुछ भी इसमें लिखा हुआ है इस टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में, अगर उसको चेंज करना है, उसके ऊपर कंप्लीट असर लाना है, तब मैं इसको टेक्स्ट बॉक्स को सेलेक्ट करता हूँ.
ओके ओके, थैंक यू सर. ओके, थैंक यू.
सेमी सर्कल कैसे आता है?
ये सेमी सर्कल आप जैसे यहाँ पे मान लीजिए मैंने यहाँ पे रखा हुआ है, अभी आपको कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है. अब मेरे को वो टेक्स्ट बॉक्स देखना है जिसमें ये कंटेंट है, तो अब कहीं पे भी ये जो ये मैंने लिखा है, जैसे नोएडा लिखा है, वहां पे जैसे ही मैं कर्सर रखूंगा और टैप करूंगा, ये पूरा टेक्स्ट बॉक्स आ जाएगा. ये पूरा सिर्फ सेमी सर्कल नहीं, ये पूरे बक्से का एरिया बताएगा ये जो, और इसको आप सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए. जब सेलेक्ट करेंगे तो वो परमानेंटली आपको दिखेगा.
ये क्या लेटेस्ट वर्जन में है? पहले वाले पावर पॉइंटर्स में नहीं है?
बिल्कुल है. मैं
पता नहीं, I've never seen
बिल्कुल है।
it. अच्छा, okay.
Okay. So now again the alignment जैसे word में होती है, this is left aligned, इसको center align कर सकते हैं, as I tap it moves off, इसको right align कर सकते हैं, इसको justify भी कर सकते हैं। अब चूंकि ये सारा ये text उस किस्म सा है नहीं, तो it will not be justified. If there is more text, you can convert it into columns also, just like as we do in Word. The others, that what can be done here is, for that, what I will do is I will just take, I will move the text. I will delete everything from here, and I will write a shorter text. Okay. Now I have written, the text as text direction. One of the things that you can do in PowerPoint, especially, is, of course, ये across the मतलब सारे उसमें हैं, अब तो इन्होंने introduce कर दिया है, is text direction. अब इसमें जब आप text direction में आते हैं, तो right now it's in the horizontal. Okay. If we want to rotate all at 90 degrees, I just do this. And अब ये text तो घूम गया, आप कहेंगे text घूम गया, तो फिर ये सीधा कैसे होगा? What we do again is ये जो circle है, the easiest way of doing it is इसको circle को press करें, left click करें और इसको घुमा दें, पूरा का पूरा. Okay, and it becomes vertical. अब आप इसको अगर इसी को मैं और छोटा करता हूँ, I will reduce the text. Then फिर आपको ज्यादा वो क्लियर होगा कि इसमें से हम कर क्या सकते हैं. Let me go ahead and I delete this. और now this is what happens. अगर आप उसको rotate all 90 degrees करते हैं, तो the text becomes vertical as such. Okay, we go in back again here, go into text direction, and if I wish to rotate it the other way around, उल्टा उसको अगर खड़ा करना है, तो ये उल्टा हो जाएगा. It is vertical the other way around. The other thing that we can do is we can do it as stacked. जो ये कई बार साइनेज वगैरह में हम देखते हैं, इस किस्म से वो बने होते हैं, तो we can move it stacked. There are other options also that you can tap on, and it gives the formatting, basically the left margin, right margin, margins, and wrapping of text. These kind of options come up here. Let's do a Control Z and come back to the original. Now from here itself, what the other options, let's go shut this. The others that you can do is align text. Okay, इसमें अगर आप supposing if I इस box में if I have multiple text, okay, multiple text in the sense that I enter or इसी को, just let me make it more. I go back, I just put the direction, I just put it there, and post that what I need to do is, if I need to align the text, अब ये box इसका font मैं छोटा करता हूँ, so that you can see the let's put it at 24. Okay, now this text itself, if I need to align the text, okay, right now it's at the top. If I need to bring it to the middle, since the box size is let me increase the box size. Okay. Now the box size has increased, and if I wish to, place it in the middle, okay, this would happen in fixed boxes. That is something that, okay, leave that, for the time being. I will take it up at some other this thing. The others, this was about the paragraphs. The other thing that we needed to cover today was, inserting pictures. Okay. Inserting pictures is pretty easy. One of the things, and before we insert pictures, there are a couple of tips that I would definitely want, the members to know about. One is when we insert pictures, multiple pictures, what we need to do is we need to, since it has to be aesthetically correct, there are a few tools that are available in PowerPoint to make it aesthetically good, make placement of text as well as text as well as pictures good. For that, what you need to do is go into view. Okay. When you hit view, in view, please select ruler. If you see, as I selected ruler, the ruler has come up at the top of the slide. Okay. You select grid lines. Okay. When you select grid lines, you will see these small dots that come up. Okay. The slide becomes like a graph paper. Okay. And it's equal. It's not that it's very spaced out or ek jagah spacing zyada hai, aisa nahi hai. And the third is guides. Okay. Now guides, if you see, ye jo beech mein, if you're watching my blank screen, you will see when I bring it to the center, here, ye jo line hai, where the where it changes, where the cursor changes, this is the guide. I can literally move it, isko hum move kar sakte hain. It's normally in the center. I can move it. For example, if I want images only, say, on, where if you are going by the text, where this O is, I want images only this side. Then I have a guide. I have, instead of visually trying to see it, there is a marker there, as we call it. There is a marker there. Now, what we do is I insert. So if you do this kind of an arrangement beforehand, it makes your presentation look or the slide look very neat. Now I insert a picture. Okay. Now, for inserting, go on to insert. That is one thing. If you are taking if you have pictures on your device, just click on insert pictures, and from here it will tell you this device, or you want online pictures. Currently, I want this picture, this device. I go on to this device, and it takes me to to my folder. I go into downloads. There should be some pictures there. Let's see what's there. Okay. Chalo. Let's insert one of these pictures. I select this picture, and this is not very colorful. Let me take on, yes. Now, this picture, I selected that picture from my device, go on to insert. Now this picture has come up here, okay, but it is all askew. I want to move it. What I do is I do the left click, select the picture, and move it. Right now, what I wish to do is I wish to insert another picture. Okay. If we don't have the guides in place, now what I want to do is I want to place both the pictures in such a way that the slide looks good. Okay. It looks equidistant from both sides. So I place it here. Let me place it for the time being. I place this here. And I go back again to inserting and pick up another picture. Okay, I go into this device, and from this device, I go back to downloads. From the downloads, I, just go on to a better, yeah, this picture. I say, well, let me go on to something else. Yeah, let's take this. I insert this. Now, if you see, the picture has been inserted, but it's not symmetric. These guidelines as such, they help us to make it symmetric. We just go back, I just push it. I see that from the center guideline, from this line, this picture is roughly 2 lines away. Okay, I move this picture, I select this picture, move my left key, and I just place it here. And if I want to reduce the the height of the picture, I select the picture. The the corners get selected. I reduce it. As soon as I take my cursor there, it changes. I press on my cursor. I want to do a symmetric downsize. I do a downsize. It comes up here. Now this is my fresh picture size. Okay. I do the same to this, and I bring it down. Okay. As so, if my guideline is in place, okay, it has altered. Now what I do is, again, I want to place it equidistant. So this side, where this gray picture is, 1, 2, 3, there are, if we count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guidelines, 6 there. I want to place it on the third one. I just move it and check where I can place it. I tap on this also. I bring it closer. I see the distance itself, and make adjustments accordingly. So these grid lines, they help. Now this is a picture. If you had a text box, you could do the same with a text box also. So they kind of insert, when you insert images, these grid lines and guidelines, if you follow them. Now if I have to move the lines, what I do is I go back again to view, and I deselect the ruler, I deselect the grid lines, I deselect the guide, and there is nothing. All that you can see is the slide itself. And if I auto hide the ribbon, this is the slide that you're seeing. Okay, so when inserting pictures, always use the, I would suggest that you use the grid lines if you are inserting multiple pictures there. Of course, besides, the pictures, what you can do from within PowerPoint itself, and especially in 10, because 10 has, Windows 10 has the 3D, images also. What you could do is, when you go on to, insert, it says 3D models. Okay. Now, when you check on 3D models, I don't have something on the device. I will take it from stock 3D. They have stock 3D also. I pick on that while, it uploads, because it uploads from the internet. Okay. And just to, this is just to give you an idea as to what you can do with the 3D images on PowerPoint itself. Okay. Now it gives me, from the options that it has. These are stock pictures. Okay. And there are various, things that are there. There are various categories that are there. Let's, check on, say, robots. I go into robots and, robotic images are popping up. Now, from these robotic images, what I do is I pick on, say, I am, designing something like this. I check on that and it says insert. I insert that. I tap on insert and it is inserting the 3D model. Okay. It's taking time, but worth it when you kind of look into, the advantages of the 3D model here. They are much better as far as when you are doing a presentation or when you are kind of explaining a product or explaining anything. A 3D is definitely better than the normal single dimensional image. What is happening? Why is it taking so much time? Okay, it's connected. Then let me do it again. 3D illustration, stock 3D models. Okay, let's do anatomy. Let's do something. Okay, let's do a rib cage. Let's put on insert. That is, it seems to be taking a lot of time there. Last time it was not so. So you really have some wit, I must say. It is excellent work. It's taking time. I think we are towards the end of the session, so I would just apologize for the delay in the thing that's happening. We'll cover that in the next session itself, and along with the in the next session we will cover. I will make it a point to cover this. Start with the 3D itself, or rather, have an image on my device. I was taking from the stock, so maybe the internet connection or server connections could be a bit low. Anyway, with that, I come to the end of the session, and would again one more thing that I would say today at 4 p.m. We have a special session, a social hour, in which one of our friends, very good friends, Anita, she is taking us to an underwater exploration of the Amazon basin. So I would, for those having time, I would definitely request you because it will, those are new things, new ways of exploring. So if you have the time, please join that session. And for those who had received my notes during the last 2 days, I had shared a link also. And just if for the benefit of those who did not get that link, just give me a second. I will paste that in the chat session itself. Just allow me a moment to log into WhatsApp. I should have done that earlier. Now my connection is really bad. There is no doubt about that. No, I'm sorry about that. I think my internet connection is really bad. But do check your messages, especially the ones which come on the WhatsApp group. You would definitely get the message there. It's at 4 p.m. today. So please take some time out. And it's going to be interesting. Last time she did something on Egypt, on the pyramids, and it was really great. So take some time out and please do visit visit the session itself. And thank you all once again for your time.
Thank
Really
you, Raju.
appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
It's
so much.
really
Sir.
interesting.
Really
It was very
appreciate your time
informative.
and look forward to seeing you all in future
I'm enjoying
sessions.
your sessions tremendously.
Thank you, Meenaji. Really appreciate your kind words. This is what keeps us motivated to keep on working, doing good, being
But
good.
I'm very scared of missing number 2 now.
No, Suresh, is so kind of. You won't miss any. Don't worry. Once you are on Get Set Up, you won't miss anything. They will come up after some time. A repeat will be there. Something or the other will definitely come up there.
Raju ji,
Thank
Anji.
you.
will you please send the link in the WhatsApp group for the evening?
Yes, I will. I will send that. It will come. Otherwise, also I will ask my good friend Anita to share that link.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome. Welcome. Okay, then. Thank you, everybody.
Okay,
Take
bye
good
bye,
care.
everybody.
Bye-bye. See you all soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Ciao. Bye-bye. Bye. See you.